record just for people who can't be on. Okay. The business activity tracker. If you guys were on the call that I hosted on Wednesday or caught the recording, at NLC, all the speakers, which are all like the top coaches in the company, they were talking so much about the business activity tracker and how your new coaches need to be doing it, but you have to be doing it yourself. And I said on the call that I've always hidden behind the excuse that the business activity tracker was not around when I got started. So I came up with my own way and I have my own routines and I rock the business just fine without it. It's not okay. Sorry, I've got like something in my throat right now. Not okay. I can't expect you guys to use it if I'm not using it as well. So I'm going to start using it right alongside with you guys, just showing that it can be done and all the things that I'm doing. And I'll probably find some holes that even I'm doing in my business. When you're going through this tracker, I want you to think that getting it done, even if there's holes during the day, like, and you don't check things off, is better than perfect. When you start to do it, you're going to start to see some trends. Like maybe you do it for a week, 2 weeks, and then you're going to look back at both of your sheets, 3 sheets, however many, they're a week long. I'll show you. And you're going to start to see, oh, I really was missing doing this a lot. And that's where kind of, you know, you and I could then schedule a chat and be like, hey, I looked at my tracker, and you can kind of show me and I can say, okay, so this is how we can fine tune your business and find time in your day to get that part done. Parts of it for me is something that is like in every other day, and I'll explain that to you. But yeah, so let's dive into it. And there are a couple different ways that you can do this. So I know that Mackenzie printed this out and got it like thickly laminated, and then she just uses a dry erase marker and goes week by week. I might have my thought. Oh, here it is. I just got clearly it's shoved underneath a bunch of stuff, a super thin binder, and I hole punched, or I got a page protector, but then I just printed a bunch and I have a bunch in here. And so I'll just pull out the one, like for this week, I'll just pull out the top one and I'll keep this on my desk. So then I can keep all the old ones, because then that's proof for me to see where my holes are. If you choose to print and laminate or do it like in a sheet protector and check it off, that's fine, but you can't really track your business week after week and see where you're missing. So I would more recommend printing out a bunch. I just printed out at work. And then, you know, just putting it in a little binder or sheet protector, and then just pulling one out a week and keeping your old ones at least for, 3-4 weeks. So then, you and I can, schedule that one-on-one, and we can kind of look at where your holes are in your business. Okay. So when you look at this, you can just put the week at the top. You can write down your why every single week, and you can write down your target market every single week. You don't have to, but here's what I find, especially about writing down your why, is that, like, because this starts, it starts from Thursday on, because our Beachbody week starts on Thursdays. That's when we get paid. That's our rank advancements. That's when, like, you get a clean slate every single week. So Thursday is when it starts. So maybe Wednesday night, you're pulling out a fresh tracker to start on Thursday, or Thursday morning. If you just write down your quick why, a couple bullet points, it's going to then reaffirm. It's kind of like writing down those positive affirmations every single day, or that gratitude every single day. For your target market, this could change, but it's like your ideal person. So I always write, mid to late 20s, early 30s. I write down newlyweds, maybe start targeting some new moms. Like I'm in, that kind of phase of life, new homeowners. Like I kind of write down me in a nutshell, because you're speaking to you. So whatever kind of life phase you're in, or you were in when you joined. So for me, it's like bride to bees. Like that would be your target market. And again, everybody looks different. So you can just jot down a couple bullet points for there. The first part is obviously where we just like focus on ourselves. And you guys know that that's like your whole first goal, like your whole first month as a coach, is to focus on you. Work out and drink your Shakeology. That should be checked off every single day. Maybe on Sundays, you're just drinking your shake because you have a rest day. Maybe your program's only 5 days long, not a big deal. So you might see a couple holes in there, but if you all of a sudden you see you're missing a ton of Shakeologies, you're like, ooh, what's going on here? Okay. And you guys, Shakeology, I can't stress it enough. If you want your clients to drink Shakeology when they come in and keep up with Shakeology, you have to as well. You always have to think that you have to be your dream client and you also have to be your dream coach. Yesterday, I did not drink Shakeology. My meals were just so off with my holiday party at work and then John coming home, and I could honestly like feel it in my body. If I miss it for 2 to 3 days, just because I've been drinking it for 3 years now, my body can feel it. It's truly so much goodness. And the longer that you drink it, the more you'll start to be like, okay, Judine's not a crazy person. Again, just be your ideal client and coach. So then number 2 on here is where you are going to spend a majority of your business. And Beachbody gives you kind of some set times in there. You don't have to follow the timing that they put on here to a T. Because obviously you see that that's, an hour and 40 minutes. You may only have an hour to work in the day. I highly, highly encourage you for at least some of these working off of a timer. I know that like when I grow my following, I set a timer. When I engage, I set a timer because I could get down a rabbit hole. And when you set a timer, it's like something shifts in your brain and you are like, it's like a game. It's like, okay, how much can I do in this like 10 minutes? And I always am so much more like blinders on, laser focus. I'm like, oh my gosh, the timer's about to go off. I got to keep going. I don't know what it is, but it's just something about that. So initiate connections and add followers. What I do is I break that up into 10 minutes and 10 minutes. So when I add followers, I set it for 10 minutes. I just scroll on my feed and I find a girl who looks like me. Maybe it's my cousin, maybe it's a friend of a friend, because you guys are growing, your social media up. So I click on her, I go to her most recent photo, I click on all of her likes on there, and I just go like, or follow based off of their profile picture. I mostly target if they have profile pictures that look like an engagement picture, that look like a wedding picture. Again, that's my target market. Yours might be totally different. Or if they have like a little babe, I'm like, oh, they're a new mom. Follow. Okay. Doesn't matter if they're public, doesn't matter if they're private, doesn't matter if they're Beachbody, a blogger, a Monet person, does not matter. You're not even thinking about that. Then for the other 10 minutes, and this is where I set my timer for this, I then go into my following, all the people who I'm following. You can hit that on Instagram and you can sort that, and you can sort it by your latest followed. And you're going to go and you are going to love bomb on them. And when I say love bomb, I mean, you're going to like their most recent photos. You're going to try to leave a comment. And if they have an Instagram story, you're going to watch it and try to leave a comment on it. If you get to theirs and it really just doesn't look like you can leave a genuine comment, again, not just emojis, a genuine comment, giving them a compliment, asking them a question, being yourself. If it seems like it's going to be way too forced and it really doesn't look like you can, don't force it. Just like their first, 3 pictures or a couple pictures and then move on to the next. Don't overthink this process. On Sundays, I use that as my days to unfollow. And I will post a video in our team page about how to unfollow people. It's super tedious. When you go through the new coach training, there's going to be a section about Cleaner. The Cleaner app does not work. So you have to do it manually and it sucks. But like I would say Sundays, like I do not follow people, or, maybe Saturdays and Sundays, I will use that. Like if I'm chilling on the couch watching TV, and I use that to kind of clean out my people. Okay. Moving on, do a social media post that showcases the benefits of your healthy lifestyle or has a call to action. A call to action is inviting someone to join you. Now, the social media post can be like a physical post. I always say, especially when you guys are starting out, try to post a physical post almost every single day. You see me, I'm like a 4 to 5 day a week poster. That's okay if you have a busy, but you guys are just now starting to build up your business. And so try your hardest and don't like feel bad to dig through the archives and, oh my gosh, I went to, Hawaii last year. You guys, I just pulled a year and a half picture ago from when I was on my honeymoon in Hawaii and posted that. Does not have to be recent. Um, Obviously, you want to try to be more recent. They don't have to be perfect pictures. People relate more with your lifestyle. Get a filter off of Etsy, a Lightroom filter, a Lightroom preset off of Etsy, and start putting that on top of your photos. I use all of Amy Bailey's, and I can share that with you guys too. But so you just have that cohesive look on your page. My call to actions, if I ever do them on a physical post, it's just like super casual in the comment section saying like, like reach out, let's chat. But my call to actions are usually on my Instagram stories with a poll, with a swipe feature, with a little question thing. And I try to do those every other day, every 3 days. So you just want to be ticking that box that you're doing a post, 4+ times a week, and that you're doing a call to action, I would say 2 to 4 times a week. And so then you can tick that box. Updating your Instagram stories. Like you guys are rocking your Instagram stories. Keep that up. It shows on their daily life, which I love that Beachbody put that on there because we are more than just our workouts. We are more than just, Beachbody. I want you to kind of start thinking about who are the people who you love to follow on Instagram stories, whether they're influencers, other coaches, your friends, and why do you love to follow them? Do they share tips? Do they share recipes? Do they share, their dog? Like, what do they share? What do you love about them? And start to think, okay, how can I start incorporating more of that into my stories? And that's really why I have you guys do the color wheel action in our new coach training so that you have all those other options of things to post about. I love to cook. So you'll see, at least a couple times a week posting about what I'm cooking. John is in my stories because I have found like my audience loves John. Don't know why. He sucks. No, I'm just kidding. But like they love seeing him on my stories, and he knows that, and he obviously supports my business. So he's okay with being on my Instagram stories. I usually will ask him. And then teacher life. Like I always try to show something in my classroom and try to give a teacher tip at least once a week. Like those are kind of like my big go-tos. Your workout clips are a must. Do not feel like you have to do more than 2 or 3. You don't have to. Just a move of the day, a hyperlapse where it's super quick and sped up. Always try to, highlight what you love about it or what's going on in our boot camp, our accountability group. Product use. Try to show some product throughout the day. I'm really good at showing my Energize. I'm not so good at showing my shake. It used to be in the mornings I would just chug it on my way to work, but now that I'm doing it as an afternoon snack, I'm getting a little bit better. And here's the thing. Someone said to me, do you drink your shakes every day? Do I have to get shakes? And I was like, oh God, shame on me. Like I want my people to be drinking shakes and I'm not doing a good job of showing it. So I need to be posting more about that. And like, I'm going through this and I'm constantly thinking of areas where I can grow and just know like no one's perfect. So product use, whatever products you guys use through Beachbody, no brand name shown. Okay. I used to call my Energize before we came out with Fruit Punch. I used to call it liquid gold because it was like that yellow color. Now I just call it like my pre, which is totally fine. Healthy meal or meal prep. Now, again, I try to show maybe 1 meal a day. Sundays, I full blown show my meal prep. So this meal, a healthy meal, that might be where you start to see some holes and be like, oh, I should probably just like share my quick lunch because that's a quick tip, like free value that you can add. You always want to be thinking about how you can provide free value for your audience because what would make them want to keep coming back to your page? Invitation, promote a group, poll, call to action. That's kind of already what I talked about on your Instagram stories. And then recognition and shout out. And you guys might think that this is like super hard to do because you're a brand new coach, but it's not. Anybody within our team who adds a new coach, you can save and post that on your Instagram stories. They're now part of our team, you guys. It's not just me and I'm enrolling new coaches. Like it's all of us. You can shout out, if you enroll your first client, if they feel comfortable posting a little picture, shouting them out. you can take a screenshot of somebody's post within our bootcamp, our FabFitFun group, and just block out their name, or you can always reach out and ask them if you can share, but I just usually blur out their name. And that is how you can do recognition and shout out. Like yesterday I did Kaylin, and you guys honestly could have screenshotted what I posted from Kaylin and posted it on yours and just shouted her out again. Like we can all collectively, like, don't feel like you have to reinvent the wheel. Because again, we are all a team here, and you don't have to like reach out and ask. And again, if they're a coach, anything is fair game if they're sharing it. Respond to all new likes, comments, and views. So I always make sure, like if I'm going to post a physical post on Instagram, I try to make sure that I'm not just posting and then shoving my phone like, okay, I'm ready to watch TV. I just made my post. I make sure that I have my phone with me for the next 30 minutes to an hour, because that's when my engagement is most high. And that's when people are usually commenting. And when you quickly comment back to people, it alerts the Instagram algorithm to start pushing your picture because it's getting a lot of engagement. And when I say respond to a comment, don't just do like the emoji hearts. Like you'll always see, like, I'll try to do like, oh, thank you so much, girl. Like try to get like 3+ words on there, because again, Instagram algorithm is just kind of like that. So likes and comments. If you post like a transformation photo or a photo that's like was really nerve-wracking for you to post, what I like to do, and this is like so great on transformation photos, anybody who likes that picture, I DM and I thank them. Thank you so much for showing me love on my most recent transformation picture. Never gets easier to share. I hope you have a great day. Or you can say, thank you so much. Doesn't get easier to share. I'm not sure if my February group is up your alley, but I'd love to give you more information. And that's a perfect way to invite somebody. I love inviting off of transformation photos, which is why transformation photos are so huge. And then for your views, responding to views, anybody who's watching my Instagram stories is fair game for me to invite. That's kind of how I do, into the next one. Responding to views is inviting at least 5 people to join you. I do that from my Instagram story views, who's watching my workout clips, who's watching me talk about my boot camp. If for a whole day I'm just talking about like me and John and our Valentine Day plans and I don't have anything on there, it would be kind of weird for me to go and invite, because they might go watch my stories, they might look and they might be like, what in the world is she talking about? But if I have my workout clips up there, if I have something from my February group and I go and invite them, it's not weird. Again, like the number one rule on our team is don't be weird. And then follow up with people you've invited. Now, this is an area that I probably do once a week, which is a big shame on me. So following up with people who you've invited, and this could take you guys a little bit to get going in your business, because if you just started inviting, last week or 2 weeks ago, you don't have that many people to follow up with. So this is an area that I expect a lot of you guys to have holes in and to kind of grow in. But let's say next month in March, you have everybody who you invited in February to re-invite. I invite you guys at least 7 times, even if they ghost me, even if they don't answer. I invite them again. I just reword it a different way and invite them again. I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's icky, because I know what these programs have to offer. And in February, I planted the seed and now they might be ready to respond. Or I always think too, how many times have I been teaching and looked at my phone, opened a message, set down my phone and gone back to teaching and completely forget about it? So many times. Think about how many times you guys do that in your day. So you never know. Somebody maybe wasn't trying to be a dick about it. They were just, forgetting. So always keep that in mind. Okay. Whew. So that number 2, you can tell like that is like the big meat and potatoes of your business that you should be doing every single day. And that is what I would call your power hour. You hear people throwing that term around. And again, you don't have to sit down and do this all at one time. Like updating your Instagram stories throughout your day, you're obviously doing that all sporadically. When I initiate connections and add followers, that's usually on my lunch or on my prep. And then all like the bottom things, the invites, the responding, the following up, that's what I do in my evenings. That's how I schedule my time. And if you guys are kind of like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, I really encourage you to sit and write out your schedule from when you wake up in the morning to when you go to bed, and literally like every 10 minutes, what are you doing? Because I think you're going to find a lot of empty time where you could just slide in one of these, and then it doesn't make this business so scary to actually do these tasks. So the bottom part of this, the get people results, is contributing to your challenge group. You guys should be posting, sharing your workout clips, loving on other people, and then recognizing achievement. You can just be commenting on people within our challenge group, again, shouting people out on your Instagram stories. Even on our team page, if you see a coach doing something that you really love, or like you just want to shout somebody out within our organization, do it. Like, again, this is our team. This is not like a me and like I'm the head honcho of the team page, and like I hate that I'm the one who's posting all the time. Like, I want people to start stepping into that leadership role and really start, shouting people out and taking on, those kind of recognizing pieces. And then the last part is personal development. There's a section in our new coach training that is all about personal development. It is through podcasts or audiobooks or physical books. And you guys need to be doing this every single day. I get mine done on my drive to or from work. Sometimes, our team calls on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, that can be your professional development for the day. But like driving to work, I'll put on a podcast episode, and I put like I made a PDF all on some of my favorites. Maybe at night you're going to read out of a book. Maybe that's something that you put into your morning routine. But there is a difference between personal development and professional development. Personal development really works on your mindset, which I think is so crucial in the beginning parts of your business, because it's new, it's scary, it's foreign, and you've got to build that confidence muscle. Professional development kind of focuses more on business. So I would say my two favorites for both of these categories when I got started was You Are a Badass. That's by Jen Sincero. That was more personal development. And then professional development would be The Compound Effect. I can't think of who that's by right now, but The Compound Effect also is a little bit like personal development too, but you can see how it would weave into this business, talking about how all of your actions compound on one another over time. Cannot stress personal development enough. I did not do it at the first start of my business. John, I don't know if any of you have heard me say this before, but John listens to audiobooks in his car. It's mostly like on business, and so professional development. And I, before coaching, used to make fun of him. When I got into his car and his audiobook would start, I would totally like dog on him about it. Like, oh, what are you listening to? Let's put on the music. Okay. I am totally that girl where I don't even listen to the radio in my car anymore, because I know how crucial this is for my own mindset growth. And honestly, when I hit my lowest point in my business, I fully believe that the reason that I didn't quit is because of personal development. And you are going to go through seasons of your life where you will feel like, oh, I really need a mindset book, or, oh, like I really need a leadership book, or, oh, I really need a business book. Reach out to me. I've got a ton of recommendations, but also know that if you see a book that's very popular and a lot of people are reading, if it doesn't connect with you and like jive with you, don't feel like you have to read or listen to it just because everybody else is. And this is my last thing on this, I also think that podcasts are great, but there's nothing like finishing a full book. It's kind of like our workout programs. It's okay to like dabble if you're in between, but there's nothing like picking a program and seeing it through from start to finish. And that's what I'll always preach. And so podcasts, I like to sprinkle in when I like need a break from my audiobook or physical book, but don't just fill your whole time with podcasts, because audiobooks or books, they really build off of each other, and it's really beneficial. And then obviously the bottom is just so that you can keep track of, your followers, new challengers, any Success Club points, or coaches. Okay, the last thing that I'm going to share, I'm trying to get this done within like 30 minutes, you guys. Oops, I did not need to do that. Okay, let me start sharing again. One of our coaches made this, and I just revamped it for our team. Okay, what is going on? I can't see. Okay, so this is a 4-page version of the business activity tracker, and it gives you a little bit more insight. Okay, so writing down your why. This is one that I laminated, and so I erase every single day. who you're going to connect with. So again, it just gives you a little bit more space. It gives you a little bit more writing in case you kind of forget everything that I told you. And then proof of the product, you can check it out or check it off, and then making connections. And then here, you guys, it kind of breaks things down for you. This document is in our team page. It's called the Inspire Beautiful Bat. If you hit on the file section. So it's the entire business activity tracker that I just went through with you, just laid out with a little bit more description of each. But again, this is something that you would update daily. This is one that you can't see week after week after week. So I was trying to use this one for a little bit. I think I'm just going back to the regular Beachbody one, just because I feel like it gives me everything that I need, but just know that this is here as a tool for you as well. And then the last thing is there is an app. It is called the SC Bat. And it is, I don't know if you guys can see this, it's light blue and it has an SC on it. This is the whole business activity tracker from your phone. I have a couple coaches that just prefer to use that instead of paper and pencil. So that's an option as well. Okay. Flew through that. Whew. Any questions on the business activity tracker or questions in general while I have you guys?
I have questions. I wrote down 2 of them. Good morning. Hi.
Good morning.
So when you're talking about going through on Sundays and unfollowing people,
Mm-hmm.
I think you talked about it in the new coach training, but I just want to confirm you're unfollowing people that are not following you.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. Okay. And I'm going to post a video that teaches you how to do it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because that cleaner app, I knew you had said something else in one of our other calls about that not being a thing anymore. And so I couldn't remember if it was the cleaner or the Captivate that wasn't.
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Both.
Yeah, both are out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, both are out. Yeah, so don't use those. Basically,
Okay.
Instagram doesn't want you to use like any third party anything to like help your Instagram. So the way that you unfollow is like, oh, it's so draining. You basically go into like your followers, you click on someone, and then if you hit who they're following, if they're following you, you're the first person that you see on their list. If they're not, you won't see you, and then boom, you can unfollow them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then my second question was, when you're sending out invites, do you go in ever and make sure, I know you said you're following people based on their profile picture, but before you're actually messaging someone, do you go make sure they're not a coach?
Yeah, and you can usually tell, like if you go invite them, like clicking on their page and just like boom, right away from your feed, like you will be able to tell. I've had a couple of coaches actually message me and invite me before, and I'm just super polite and say, hey, like I do Beachbody too. Thanks so much. You're gonna find a lot of people do Beachbody. Oh, hey, like I already have Beachbody. If somebody says that to you, ask them if they have a working coach. Because a lot of the times people get started, they either A, sign up on their own, get assigned a coach, they have no clue, or B, their coaches quit and they can transfer under you.
I actually have a friend that's like that. She has like her open Beachbody membership. She's like, I don't even know if I signed up under a coach, blah, blah, blah. So there's obviously a way to get her underneath you then, or underneath.
Yeah. So if you have, which I think I've told most of you about this, the BB Links app, BB Links, LINKS, you'll put in your coaching information. And then at the bottom, this app is just, there's so many resources on it. When you hit on the resources tab at the bottom and you scroll down, there's a form that says customer coach change request. Oh. And you can send that to the person and they will need your name, your coach ID, and your email.
Okay.
So I send that to people all the time. I always, always, always make sure that they do not have an active working coach, because we do not do that on our team. We do not steal people. I just had someone sign up with me last month and she just transferred to a complete other coach. And she told me, and I was like, you've got to, actually 2 people, this actually just happened to me. And I was like, okay, like how nasty of that other coach, like you didn't ask, like, do you have a working coach? Like we do not do that. Like don't throw those vibes out there.
Okay.
Yeah. And question?
Oh, yeah, I have one more. Sorry, and then I'll stop.
No.
I have another girl who has been like following and really engaging, and she'll respond to my stories and stuff a lot. And she says that I feel like I'm getting a lot of the I don't want to spend the money, and obviously I have good responses for that. But she's like, what if you have somebody, she's using her aunt's account and then she's watching me? So I feel like she's got the account and she's got accountability by like watching me show up every day, but she's not, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, how do you
Yeah.
like, she has it all. So how do I mean, in her eyes, so how do I,
So I have a couple different answers for this, and it's obviously going to be a complete personal choice for your business and your brand. Number one, our new coach, Katie, who just came in, she's probably going to end up watching this recording. She used her mom's account forever. And now she finally just signed up underneath me, and her and I have been connected forever. So she was just that person that her and I just stayed connected. And years later, she was like, okay, I'm finally ready. Like, I need to join you. I need to get my own account. I need to get off my mom's and all that stuff. So that's obviously just like a playing the waiting game. The other one is you could add her into our challenge group. I've heard coaches doing this before, and like you hear these like miracle stories where like they added them in, they saw the benefits of using products, they saw the benefits of the community, and they wanted their own package, or they wanted to start coaching themselves. Okay, that's an option. The other option is to just keep dropping the seeds of like, I think that you should, really get your own package so that you can try out your own products, and or you can say, and I'm not allowed to add you into my challenge group until you actually buy your own package under me. So there's like different routes you could take. You could be the really nice person, add her in regardless. You could kind of play the like game of, oh man, I so wish that you could be a part of our group. But in order to do that, it's required that you buy. So it's just kind of personal preference. I usually take the route of that last one, saying like, oh man, bummer. Like, you really got to buy one to get in my group.
okay. Thank you. Sorry guys.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm sure it's helpful for everyone to hear. Anything else? I know the business activity tracker can be a lot, but I think, it just really breaks things down into not an overwhelming thing. Like, okay, as long as I'm ticking things off consistently, my business will grow. And don't lie, like if you don't do something, don't check it off. It's okay. Again, like it's okay, because then we can come back to that and look at it. Okay, well, if you're missing this, let's talk about why, and how can we improve. Because I'm not perfect either. So I'm really excited to start using it. I'm actually going to start using it probably today. Even though it starts on a Thursday, I'll just do it from Saturday to Thursday, and then I'll just start a new one. But it's like forcing yourself to get into the habit of using it. All right, people. Well, enjoy your Saturday. I'm going to stop recording.